everybody, and good morning. Yes, it's 6:18. I'm charged to 96%, and I think I can make it all the way to the Minor, Missouri supercharger today. And of course, morning is not complete without a Scottish breakfast. Got my breakfast, and I'm headed to the interstate. The navigation in the Tesla gives you an awesome overview because the large size of the screen makes it easy. I'm driving down streets that I don't think I've ever been before, and it gives you a really great what's coming up view here. We've come to a grinding halt here on Interstate 24 south of Paducah, and actually south of Clarksville. There's some conundrum here, emergency vehicles and the like, so it's kind of messed up everything here. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm north of Fort Campbell, Kentucky now, and headed this way. Today's trek takes us to the Minor supercharger on the end of Highway 60. Got 124 miles to go here. Let's have a look around here in Kentucky. Here's what it looks like on the map. And this is the Tennessee River, not the Ohio River. Let's do an energy check here. 46%, and we arrive at 21%. And then if I look at it as miles, it's 148 miles and 73 to go. We are good to go. Just stopped to use the facilities. Still driving on my $8 of energy I charged the car with. Got a ways to go. Let's go. I'm off here on Highway 62. Stop to use the facilities. Clean the windows. I'm good to go. We're getting close to Wycliffe now. I think we'll have a look around Wycliffe when we get here. This is what Wycliffe looks like. I think we'll go drive around a little bit here. I think we'll go left here. Heading back into the town of Wycliffe now. We made a left and drove out of town. So I think according to the map, if we make a left here, I think we'll be a little bit more what's going on. And big trucks going left, we'll go left. Looks like post office here. Pretty old building, so I'm not sure what this one is. Looks like a livery of some kind. And I think I go right here according to the map. And I'm guessing this is maybe where everybody lived up here. Some old houses here. I thought there may be a little bit more to Wycliffe here. We're just about off the map. We'll be making a left here because that's where we have to go. We're on the Western Kentucky Veterans Bridge. This is the one that kind of goes over the farmland in the Delta area that's adjacent to the river here. First river we go over is what's called the Ohio River, and then we go over the Mississippi River, and they both add together here, and I'm guessing makes a Mississippi River. So that's where we cross. We cross the Ohio and Mississippi, and it makes one. I think it ends up with Mississippi River there. All right. See what it looks like here. We've got the Ohio and Mississippi together over there, and then over on this side we've got the Ohio River, and the first bridge we cross over is the Ohio River and its bridge. And of course we run into semis here. Good thing is I'm not pulling the trailer. And the Model Y is wider, but it's not that wide, so I think we're all right. There's up the Ohio River, and there's down the Ohio River where it meets with the Mississippi River. All right, we're going to make a quick trip to Illinois. This little chunk of land right here is Illinois, and we make a left. It's just south of the city of Cairo, as in Egypt. And we'll go left here.
Left onto US 60 West.
Okay, now we're heading up over the Mississippi River. This bridge, I think, is narrower than the Ohio River Bridge. It's also riveted construction. And on the left here is farmland, and same on the right. Here we go. up the Mississippi, kind of between the bars. And the Mississippi and the Ohio confluence there. And guess what? We just entered the state of Missouri. And another semi. No, I guess not. Just a box truck.
In 1,000 feet, bear right onto U.S. Highway 60.
And there you go. 3 states, 2 rivers.
Now bear right onto U.S. Highway 60.
Now we'll take Highway 60 here all the way to Minor and hook up to the Minor supercharger. Welcome to Missouri. Do a quick energy check. We've got 27%. We arrived with 19. Cool. 89 miles, got 24 to go. I think we are good to go. Here in the Minor Sykeston area, they have what's called Lambert's Cafe, and you need to go. That's all I can say.
Now you have arrived at your destination.
This used to be a Ruby Tuesday restaurant, and they went out of business. So El Borracho, which means the drunk, is now here. It's actually pretty decent Mexican food if you're here at the supercharger. Well, it looks like we got a family of 4 here, and we'll go ahead and get charged and get going. Today is 194 miles this trip, 54 kilowatt hours used, and 298 watt hours per mile. I will say I put 5 hours of charge at 11 kilowatt in Nashville. They have a price per kilowatt hour of 12.162 cents. And just a little over $8, and I've arrived with 55 miles of range, which is about what I arrived in Nashville. So for $8, I drove 194 miles. Beat that with a nice car. We're hooked up. State of charge is pretty low. It is 18%, 138 kilowatts. Once it gets up a little bit, I think it'll get closer to 150. This is a 150 kilowatt station. It's 240 miles, that's correct. Normally the navigation wants to take me the fastest way. This is by far the fastest way. However, there are no superchargers because this is the void of no supercharging. What we're going to do now, and let's see what our arrival is. It's essentially way below 0. That's what we're seeing here now. So we're just going to let it charge and see how it goes. Once we get there, we'll go ahead and add the stop at the end. I think we'll be okay. I've set the limit here to a maximum of 100%. Generally, you don't do that. You only do that if you need it. In this particular case, we're going to need every coulomb we can stick in the battery. 97 kilowatts now. It says 40 minutes to charge to 100%. We're currently at 59%. I think I'm going to go use the facilities and I'll be back. I'm back in the car. Just used the city conference center facilities. It's located right next to the supercharger right here. You go around the front and you go in the back, come out that door there. Anyway, if they're open, that's a good place to use the facilities. We continue to charge here at 73%, says 35 minutes to 100%. We're still a very negative number on our arrival in Springfield. Yes, this is the extent of the car. We will start this no supercharger or DC fast charging void. Like I told you before, we start here in Minor, go across Highway 60, and there is no EV charging. There are a couple campgrounds. Of course, you can use your mobile connector at 50 amps at 240, and charge up for a couple hours if you run low. But remember the rule. When you start out a long thing like this, you don't jump on it at 70 or 75 because you run out about right here and there's nothing to charge. So what you do, you always start out slow on a long run. At 65, maybe a little bit much. We've got Model S just showed up here. At 65, you can do once you get underway. I'm going to start out at 60. We have southeast winds, so we have some tailwinds today, which will be helpful. But we'll start out at 60 until the arrival percentage, this number here, comes up into the double digits, at which point I'll boost it to 65 and we will arrive with no issues driving all the way to Springfield. It's 241.5 miles from the supercharger location here. Little charging update. This car has 320 miles of range. The GOM, or the guessometer, which is pretty darn accurate, will do a good job of estimating our range. 10 minutes to charge, 98% currently. We have an arrival percentage of not 1, but minus 1%. So don't freak out. Remember what happens once we get moving, we come up in range. We'll let this charge until it completely stops. It'll help calibrate the battery management computer inside of the battery, because I know that we can make this. We have very slight wind. We have a couple tricks up our sleeve if we have to. But remember, when you're this close, and it just turned over to 0 at 98%, we're going to let this charge. I suspect it'll end up at about 5% positive. And we're just going to take our time. We'll do 60 miles an hour until the percentage comes up on arrival. And we've got a few tricks up our sleeve if we have to. We're at charge complete, 100%. We have an arrival percentage at 2%. Yeah, could freak us out, but I think we've got plenty of buffer. All right, we're going to get the heck out of here and head on down the road. We're up here on Highway 60 now. I've set the speed for 60. Remember, when you're at the end of your potential range, always start out slow. And so I'll run 60 here, and let's look at our arrival. Remember, we started with 2%. Currently, we're at 5%. So I expect this number to come on up here. The BMS has got on board. It says, stay at 60, reach our destination. And we're still at 5% here. It's okay, we got a long ways to go. 232 miles. Let's have an update. 300 miles of range. I've got 221 to go. Arrival of 7%. And there's 93 in the battery. I think we're good for right now. Should be good the whole way. This is trick number 1. I found a truck doing 65, which is the speed limit. I was doing 60. And so now I am drafting probably about 3 lengths here behind it. And my goal, of course, is to increase my range. 65 is the speed limit, and I'm back far enough. However, you always run the risk of getting a rock in the window and you do this stuff. But you might feel better if you get a little more range out of the deal. I'm not bothering the truck, and he's not going that fast, so I think it'll work out okay. I'll drive here for 15 or 20 miles, and I think we'll see the result. I've made it to Poplar Bluff here. I'm at 186 miles. The car reports 260. Percentage is 80% on the battery, and when I look at the arrival percentage, it's 15% now. So we'll continue in this mode for a while until we get about halfway. I went ahead and bumped the speed up 79 on the battery. Arrival is now 15%. We'll keep an eye on that, make sure we're in a positive number here. A lot of little mountains here up and down. We're in the foothills now west of Poplar Bluff. It's real pretty through here, up and down and all around. We're continuing down Highway 60 at 65. We're approximately almost halfway. This is some kind of gigantic wide load. Let's see if we can get our fanny by it here. No, not quite. Here it goes. Let's have an energy check. 175 miles of range, 120 to go, 13% upon arrival, and 54% in the battery. So I think we're good to go. We've arrived here in Mountain View. I think I'm going to get a Scottish lunch. Makes it quick and fast and back on the road here. Let's do an energy check. We're 200 miles down the range. Got 74 miles of range, 23 there, 11 on arrival, and 40 to go. I think we're good to go. Just going around Springfield. Made it to the 65 interstate here.
Now take exit 80 on the right. In 1,000 feet, turn right onto North Glenstone Avenue. Now your destination is on the left.
He hosts an 8-stall 150 kilowatt supercharger here. This particular supercharger counts 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. All right. And the blue car is in 4A. The white car is in 4B, and you know what that means, right? All right, we're going to get plugged in, but before we do, I'm going to do something. It's awful loud. Let's take a look at some of our stats here real quick. Let's see, since the last charge, I've driven 242 miles, 67 kilowatt hours, and 277 watt hours per mile. So far, the trip is 757 miles, 214 and 282. And of course, we arrived with 30 miles or 9%. Not bad, considering it only gave us 2 when we left. So far, so good. 133 kW here at 32%. And 15 minutes, and I'll be on my way. We are charged 68%, 222 miles. The nav says we will arrive with 20%. Let's get the heck out of here. Up here on Highway 13 now. I'm just going across the lakes here, south of Clinton, Missouri. It's Truman Lake, and of course it's man-made. Take a look here. We're getting close to Clinton now. We make this diagonal turn and then head up to Peculiar. Every time I go through Clinton, Missouri, I always wave at my buddy. Hey, Dave. How you doing, bud? I'm not seeing you wave though. What the heck? You better wave next time I drive through. See you later. Getting close now. 4 miles to the interstate. Interstate 49. The car just popped up a message which I canceled. However, it said plan your next charging stop. I've had that question from a lot of people. What happens when you get low on battery? It gives you an idea of what the closest charging is. However, I've got it planned. I've got 55 miles and 12 miles to my buddy's house. So I am good to go. We are off here in Peculiar. Today was a good day. I charged twice. Once in Minor, Missouri, and once in Springfield. And I haven't checked the mileage yet, but I think it's right around 600 miles. It's a good day. Stretched it out over the void there that goes all the way from Minor to Springfield, 241 miles. Car performed just fine. If you like today's video, go ahead and click the like, and if you would, please subscribe. I'd certainly appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Look for me in the video tomorrow. We're heading north. Take care. So far, the trip's 900 miles, 257 kilowatt hours used, and an average of 285 watt hours per mile.